Hi, it's Marco from Moose Marketing PR, the editor of Punchline Magazine. Welcome to Punchline Talks. Today I'm at Waterwells Business Park. Over there is the headquarters of the police. I'm standing in the entrance of the custody department, or suite, whatever you call it, with Annie White from the ICV Ski Manager. Hi there, Annie. Thanks ever so much for inviting me today. But why are we here?
So we have an exciting opportunity to recruit new ICV volunteers who are independent custody visitors, and I'd like to talk to you more about that and about the scheme itself.
Okay, right, so you're going to take us through, we're going to have a look round. Hopefully we get through all the security and everything.
Yep. So we're coming through here to the entrance of Compass House.
Okay.
We'll have to do it one door at a time, as for security we have double doors.
Okay.
And they can open at the same time.
So
just ring that there.
Okay.
So this is the general visitor entrance that ICVs would come through.
When you say ICV, so these are the volunteers?
Oh, sorry, these are the independent custody visitors.
Okay.
Apologies.
So basically what happens if someone gets locked up, if someone does something naughty or serious crime, then they obviously go into the custody suites, that goes through the police process, but you're got a scheme of volunteers, is that right?
That is right. So they are independent from both the police and also the detainees, and they go into the custody suite and talk to detainees and make sure that their well-being and dignity is being held up. So they do this through little interviews. So they might want to talk to the detainees to ask them if they've been offered food, if they've been told that the toilet is pixelated, which can be quite a big thing.
What does that mean, actually?
So we'll go into a cell in a minute so I can show you. But within the cell there is always CCTV, and over the toilet, a big part of the detainee's dignity is being able to use that in peace and in privacy.
Okay, so just very quickly, so if someone comes in, they've done something naughty, they actually come here, first of all, they get logged in, processed, and then they go into the custody suites.
So this is the booking in desk, and it's really important to say that they're suspected. So we don't know that anyone has done anything yet until they have gone through the court system.
Okay.
And a big part of this is why we call them detainees rather than using words like prisoners, because that's quite old-fashioned language. And again, a big part of the ICV scheme is that language and that importance of police culture and making sure that people call them.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what we'll do. Look, let me walk backwards and you go around this way, because it's quite hard walking backwards. So this is a custody suite, okay? There's one like that, so there's quite a few down here. Excuse me. I mean, you can see they're around 3 meters by 3 meters size. How many cells are here? There's quite a few, isn't there?
There's over 50 cells.
50 cells, okay.
It doesn't necessarily mean that they'll all be used at once.
Yep.
But yes, quite a few cells.
Okay, so we go into this one here. Obviously, that's the bed. It's pretty damn hard as well. I know you get a mattress, you get the loo there, and obviously a little wash basin. So when you talk about pixelated loos, is that because the camera's there?
That's because the camera's there. So this area would be entirely pixelated to make sure that someone can use that in peace, and that is such a big part of someone's dignity. And I'd really like to point out to you as well this arrow on the ceiling.
Right.
And another question which ICVs will ask when they go into the cells to speak to detainees is, have your religious requirements been met? Now that arrow points towards Mecca, and so they point out that arrow if that hasn't been pointed out, and they also make sure that they have religious items such as Bibles, anything which they need. Because
there's a big thing, isn't it? If you get arrested, I hadn't really thought about this before, but you are stripped of your mobile phone, which is obviously a lifeline out there. You might have kids to pick up from school, or anything could be actually done. Suddenly you can't do that. You get your belt taken off you get your shoelaces taken off you. You kind of, in a way, stripped off for your own safety. Maybe stripped off is not the right word, but stuff taken off you, and that must be quite frightening. So someone like a volunteer explains the process.
Yeah, it can help someone if they come in and speak to them and explain the process and check that it has been explained to them. So especially by the custody detention officers. So if you think you're a young person, someone under the age of 18, they will go into the same cells like this. It can be quite a scary place. So we're in at quite a quiet time, but sometimes you can hear other detainees kind of banging on the doors, or even just the general day-to-day business. And being in a cell like this, which is quite, it's very bare, can be really scary. And so ICVs come in to make sure that they, as I say, their well-being is being looked after, and that they're okay, and that is their mental well-being as well.
And really, because they're away from the police, isn't it? They can obviously report back to the police as well what's good, what's bad, and so improve the service and the requirements of the force. Is that right?
100%. And it's such a big part of having the public voice in policing, and having that independence allows detainees to feel comfortable to say how they're feeling and exactly what's happened to them while they're in custody.
Okay, let's go and quickly pop into another cell and have a look as well. That's a custody desk there, is it?
This is a separate booking-in desk.
Okay.
So this is if you have kind of particularly high-profile cases, they might come through this other entrance here. And so this is a bit more of a private wing for them to be down.
Okay, what about the process itself to become part of the scheme? How long does that take?
It doesn't take too long. It's a very informal-ish process. So we have an informal interview, then you have to go through vetting, because obviously you will be looking at custody records with the consent of detainees. And so we'll do the vetting process, then there'll be a day's training, and then you'll be shadowing other ICVs. And that shadowing can go on for as long as you want until you feel comfortable. We're so focused on volunteer wellbeing because at the end of the day, you're doing us a huge service and you're doing a service to your communities. So that is high priority for us.
And at the end of the day, it is a volunteer position, isn't it? It's no pay, but obviously payback, I suppose, for you is helping the community.
100%, and we're so flexible as well. We can work around childcare, you can work around anything really. You can do as little or as many visits as you want to do. They're all unannounced, so that you can arrange them in your own time. You can go at 2 a.m. We have some very keen volunteers who come in at 2 a.m. Or you can go just during the day when it suits you.
Wow, okay. And how do you get involved in this? What's the email address or telephone number?
So if you email myself, engagement.officer@gloucestershire-pcc.gov.uk, and then I can email you an application form or have a chat.
Annie, really great to meet you. Thanks
Lovely
ever so
to
much
meet
for
you too.
explaining.
Thanks,
Thank
Mark.
you. Bye.